So, do you want to know how to ruin the Halloween franchise, at least in my opinion? Well, come along for this review and we'll find out. Obviously, we're talking about Halloween Ends, written and directed by David Gordon Green. Obviously, there were a couple other writers in on the room. I think Danny McBride actually helped write this one as well. But let's kind of get into the nitty-gritty of this movie. I'm going to go over kind of a small little overview of the movie at first, kind of give my opinions and the review on that. And then we'll get into spoilers, because I feel like there's certain things in this movie you can't really go over in a review unless you do spoilers. So obviously spoilers will be at the end. We'll put a big banner over. That way nobody spoils or gets the movie spoiled before they see it if they want to go see it. So obviously we see in the last movie Laurie Strode's daughter gets murdered by Michael Myers. That kind of gets brought over into this movie, and then you don't really see Michael at all because there's a little time gap. And then Laurie and her granddaughter kind of live this life. They want to just forget Michael Myers. They want to just live their life. They don't want to be in a bunker. They want to be afraid. They just want to kind of do what they want to do. With that being said, Michael Myers is kind of just hibernating. He's, doing whatever he wants to do. Who knows, maybe he's catching up on some Netflix shows, watching Stranger Things. I really couldn't tell you. There's a huge time gap between, I guess not huge, but there's a time gap between the last movie and this movie. Obviously, both Laurie Strode and him need to recover from whatever their wounds were in the last movie. Laurie Strode didn't really do much in the last movie, but, she was, stabbed or whatever she was multiple times. So, she's got to heal up. The trailers really hyped this movie up where it's, Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers to the death. I mean, every single trailer I think you saw was, that kitchen scene where she's getting her hand stuck in the garbage disposal, and then she stabs him, and whatever, vice versa. So it really hypes this movie up to what you think is going to be the end-all, be-all of, 40 years of fighting and them coming at each other. This movie really doesn't do, I think, a great job building upon what the first and the second movie did. Unfortunately, this movie, the plot, and I feel like it's just because there was a lot of writers. I think this movie has maybe 3, possibly 4 writers credited to it. I think that really kind of screwed up this movie. The plot really is all over the place. It seems like they wanted to take it one direction, and then halfway through the movie, it gets jumped into a different thing, and then the ending kind of just goes back to what you know and love about Halloween. I will say this, the acting really wasn't there for me. Honestly, it took me out of the movie a lot. I was really almost laughing at some of the performances in this movie. I don't want to discredit anybody's acting. I mean, they're all good actors. Obviously, they're doing a better job than I am. I'm not in movies. I'm not acting. I'm not doing anything like that. But it's just a lot of the acting. Some of the choices that they took seemed like it was really just over the top or out of character for a lot of these characters that we've kind of known for however many, I think 4 years that these movies have been coming out now. So with that being said, it seems like this movie was really kind of disjointed to me. It was really all over the place. It was kind of a jumble. You got some cool kills here and there, but it seemed like it was just kills to be kills. There wasn't really a lot of thought or process behind it. And obviously it's a Michael Myers movie. It's Halloween. You're not going to get, over, thought-provoking and stuff like that with this movie. But either way, I mean, I didn't really care about the kills, and they weren't great for me. So this is the point where I'm going to get into spoilers. So we'll put a big banner somewhere over here. It says spoilers, watch out. Don't spoil the movie. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. If you want to go see it, definitely go see it. I would recommend it. I mean, if you've watched the first 2, why not cap it off with this movie? So we'll do spoilers, but before we get into spoilers, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you've seen the movie, what did you think? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's all free. It's literally just tapping a button. It'll help me a lot. It'll help me grow this channel out and talk more movies and physical media and stuff like that as well. So let's kind of get into spoilers a little bit here and there. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the entire movie, but let's just kind of get in the elephant of the room. If you've seen the movie, you kind of know maybe where I'm going with this. Michael Myers really is in the movie for about maybe 20-25 minutes of the entire thing. They seem like they wanted to go, and this is kind of why I said, it seems like there was too many hands in the kitchen when the script was being written. because it seems like they were going in a bunch of different directions. They wanted to go maybe the Danielle Harris kind of route where, you know, evil kind of is passed on to her, like how it's passed on to this other main character. And then basically he does all of the killing for the most part of the entire movie. So that was, I mean, that was a cool aspect of the movie, especially in the older one when, you know, she's up at the end of the stairs and she has the bloody knife, and you think that's going to carry over, and that was really a cool setup. And then obviously we all know that it really didn't kind of transpire to anything, but unfortunately that seems like where this movie wanted to go. But the way they got there is really weird to me. Especially too, you see Michael for the first time down in the sewer. He's just hanging out with all the rats and the homeless people. He grabs the main character by the throat, looks him in the eyes, and they kind of just share a love connection. And he sees, oh, hey, cool, you killed a kid? Okay, cool, you're going to be a killer. And then I don't even know if he, like, just transpires his evil into him or his soul or whatever it is. I'm not 100% sure. But after that, it seems like he kind of gets more evil and starts to, you know, kind of get maniacal and kill people and stuff like that, and scheme, I guess. So I think this could have had a cool plot, and it could have had a cool idea where, you know, he is something that is a, you know, almost a spawn of what Michael was. That's great, but they didn't really go anywhere with it because I think just the choices. He met Laurie Strode's granddaughter, and literally within, like, I think an hour or two of them meeting, she was like, hey, I think I'm falling for you. You want to go get something to eat? You want to go hang out? I don't want to be anywhere without you. It just seemed really pushed and rushed. There was no chemistry whatsoever between those two. And then literally throughout the movie, it's let's leave Haddonfield. I love you. I don't want to be with anybody else besides you. It was just really weird by all means. So then you honestly almost get what Friday the 13th, I think part 4 did, where you have somebody dressed up as Jason, but it's not actually Jason the entire movie. It's somebody else. I think it was like the dad of one of the people that were killed in the movie prior. So that's really what this movie did. And then cool. Again, that's another premise that maybe another writer brought up, and then you can kind of go with that. And then maybe he does the killing, and that's all great. But I think 3/4 of the way through the movie, unfortunately, he gets killed by Michael Myers because he took his mask, which it just seems like Michael Myers is some old guy hanging out in the sewer the entire time, and then he takes his mask and then he gets pissed off. So then you set up this entire character where he has a weird, crazy backstory about he accidentally killed a kid during Halloween, and then, you know, he slowly trickles into being evil and maybe being a spawn of Michael Myers, and then literally 3/4 in the movie, Michael Myers just kills him off. So really, where did that plot point go besides just getting Michael Myers to the house where Laurie Strode is, to kind of make that big battle? And then, like I said, in that big battle, you saw it all in the trailers. Literally, all the trailers are probably the last 15 minutes in this movie. They don't really want to show you what goes on before, especially with the main actor and him being evil and killing and not actually being Michael Myers, because obviously I feel like that would have pushed a lot of people off of this movie because they want to go see Michael Myers kill people. They don't want to see a whodunit, or they don't want to see a Halloween 3 because obviously a lot of people got pissed off and was asking, where is Michael the entire time? Another thing too is the characters in this movie are just not what they were in the first 2 movies. The daughter, I guess, the granddaughter, she, you know, the first movie she was kind of just a helpless, defenseless person. Second movie she kind of picks it up and becomes more of a badass. And then Laurie Strode is just, I mean, she's trying to catch Michael Myers the entire movie. The first movie, second movie, same thing. She's just a big badass, knows how to shoot, knows how to do traps, all that stuff. This movie, literally, Michael Myers shows up in the house and then she just goes and hides in the closet. I don't know. It just, some of the way they took these characters definitely seemed like a 180 from what they were in the first and second movie. And obviously you have the ending. There's the ending. I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't think it was pleasing by any means. It just seemed really weird. But, you know, who knows? People like this movie. I mean, people liked Halloween 3 or part 4 of Friday the 13th. And those didn't have the actual killers in them at all. So who knows? Maybe people will like this movie and, you know, you'll be fine with seeing Michael Myers kill, I think, maybe 1 person, 2 people the entire time. And, you know, then this whiny little brat kind of pushing Michael Myers around like, you know, whatever. But with that being said, hopefully I didn't get into too many negatives. There were a couple positives here and there, but just I feel like the negatives definitely outweighed it and really took me out of the movie. I was almost kind of laughing throughout the movie just because, I mean, it just seemed off. It didn't seem like a Halloween movie. If this wasn't a Halloween movie, it didn't have the label on the front, Halloween Ends, I feel like maybe people would enjoy it a little bit more. But you go to a Halloween movie, obviously, to see Michael Myers kill people. That's why people were so pissed off with part 3. Regardless, that's it. But with that being said, what did you guys like? Did you like the movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you like the change or the twist or whatever you want to call it? Did you like where they took the characters? But either way, we'll see you guys later.